First of all, I'm so excited that you're all here. I know that, yeah, Allington is still going to join us in a little bit. And I'm sure Nancy as well. And yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Khora and the vision and how it's 14 minutes and 44 as I'm looking at it. Of course, it's like the 144, the 144,000 light workers on this planet, the ascension timeline and all of that has just been such a red thread throughout like the class. And we started a year ago, right, with the Khora Club. And in January, it transformed into, okay, well, let me actually take all these teachings that I have and put them into a different format, and let us like really like work and experiment with reality and how we can change reality. And then we started doing the vow breaks. And I mean, I have so many tools in my toolbox from these, like, I want to say 20 years of like really like going deep into spirituality and ascension and all these techniques. And I have been working with the most amazing teachers. My teacher, Zarazael Yovel, who is the co-author of What is Light Body, has been an amazing teacher, mentor, and I learned a lot from her, and it's really like influenced me. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of what she's teaching is about Kabbalah, and she would never even mention the word Kabbalah. So now, being a student also at the Kabbalah Center in New York, everything is sort of coming together, and it makes so much sense. And I love combining all these different teachings and being able to see, okay, this is what I learned from this, and I know this principle already, and now I'm seeing it again in this different aspect and everything. And so it's really like, it's been such an amazing like journey to, yay, Vic just entered, yay, so good to have you. So yeah, so it's just been such an amazing journey to bring all of these teachings together. And most of you know, like, what happened to me was that in 2014 I had this sort of like spontaneous awakening into the living light energy, and then it took me really 7 years to figure out how to do it, what to do with it, how to teach it, where, like, you know, because it's not like Reiki, where Reiki is like this hands-on channeled through the practitioner and into another person or onto yourself. And with the living light, it's just very different, because it's really the light that is available for everyone, and that is our highest light that is there. And what keeps us from reaching that light are our the term is klipot, right? In Kabbalah, it's like the klipa is the shell that's around the light. And we need to kind of break through all these different klipot, which are our belief systems, our emotions, and all these different things that are really like keeping us from thriving, keeping us from achieving what we really want. And so when I set out to teach the course, I didn't even know, you know, how it was going to evolve, because it was just like with you guys, and it was like this like family coming together and doing this deeper work with each other and seeing how it like affects everyone in their lives. And it's just so absolutely beautiful. And so when I started out with like the concept of the correction of the soul, that we are all here for a certain purpose, especially in these times, because we live in, I mean, this is the ascension timeline, right? Like, shit's gonna happen, and we need to stand our ground, and we need to stand in our frequency and in our light. And so we do have a certain purpose, even if that's just an energetic purpose, right? And as many of you know, I'm working a lot with the gene keys, and the gene keys as a completing what is called human design. And in that we can find so many tools as well to work with that living light energy in the inner realms, and to start bringing these shells to burst open. That's really what the living light does in the end. And of course, when the living light came in, I had no clue. I had no clue about the gene keys either. That only came 3.5 years ago for me, the gene keys. So when we did have, when the living light came in, it was like, what is going on? Like, this is such a strong energy, but I don't know what it is, and I need to be guided. And so then with time, I realized a little bit more what it was. And then actually, thanks to Barai, who's here in the room, he was like, oh, the energy you're working with, the living light, looks very much like Sekhem energy. And then I found this book about Sekhem energy, which is called All Love by Dr. Ruth Shoemaker. And she's talking about the unified chakra technique and how the unified chakra is actually preparing for that living light to be accessed. And it just came all full circle. And I was like, oh, wow, this is like amazing. Like, pieces falling together into the puzzle finally. And so long story short, and shortly thereafter, I think half a year later, I started Khora more intentionally, let's say. And I started Khora with the beginning of the Kabbalistic New Year. And I started because my friend Elana was just moving to Jerusalem, and she rediscovered her Jewish heritage, basically. And she started doing these artworks and installations about binding light and binding prayers on little scrolls together and making them like little mobiles outside the window, so that people can see that there's prayer, that there's like a physical form of the prayer that is available to people. So that was the very first artist or exploration that we did. And I mean, it was just like my fashion community at the time, because it was pre-Clubhouse. And it was, it started this, like, you know, reading the Torah portion every week. And then when I started reading the Torah portion every week, I started realizing how it was so on point with whatever I was going through that week. And then at some point, I asked my friend Yosef, who is a Kabbalistic astrologer and who's a student as well of the Kabbalah Center, and he also became my roommate in April. And then my journey really began deepening so much. And that's when I realized, like, everything, like the quality of the time, the quality of the week is so intrinsically connected, you know, with like the astrology, with the gene keys, with everything. And then I just went down the rabbit hole a little bit more. And then long story short, we started the Khora Heart Awakening Healing in January. And the purpose was this correction of the soul, to find our purpose, to find our energetic purpose, like breaking through those limiting belief systems, limiting emotions, and what I now understand as really like these shadow energies that are expressed in the gene keys that keep our being at a negative frequency, at a low frequency. And even if we're doing, like, we can do so many affirmations, we can do so much belief work, and we can do ancestral work and all of that, but it's still like there is this inherent energy of the shadow that may still hold us back. And for those of us, you know, who are more so in the gift, then there is like, you know, then at some point the gift is holding us back from becoming more attuned to the city frequency, the city being the divine gift. And so I always knew Living Light. I always got the channel, even in 2015 already, like, you will be working with DNA and the Living Light. And I was just like, yeah, like DNA activations and things like that. Like, you know, a lot of things activate our DNA, a lot of everything can activate our DNA. But I had no idea until like the whole picture came together that I was going to work with the gene keys and the Living Light. And then I started working on myself first and foremost. And I went into the inner realms because that's where the Living Light really is applicable the most. It, you know, it has lots of effects. You can use it for space clearing as well and things like that. But the main purpose of the Living Light is to work with the gene keys, chills, is to work with this opening up of the klipot and these shells. And it has been just amazing how this work has been helping me. And then I just started recently, you know, using the Living Light directly with the klipot and the gene keys as like a healing method. But in the meantime, what we did do was we started doing a lot of vow breaks, right? And just bringing that system of like vow breaks and reality creation. Like, we are in charge of our reality. We're creating our reality. Our reality is being created through our subconscious, through our ancestry, through any imprints, and also the astrological imprints that are in our DNA, that are the gene keys, basically, in a nutshell. And so with all of that, it just became this like, yeah, this like Khora Heart Awakening healing class. And it's funny because very often, like, I'm not even like preparing, like I just know that loosely, oh, we're going to talk about that, or we're going to talk about that, and then things start just developing out of what needs to happen. And so over the past week, I've been really sitting with a few astrological concepts, and especially like the first splitting off of darkness to create this experiential reality, to create this quasi-physical or physical experience on this planet. And I realized that it all actually goes back to the shell that is around our heart, the first cell that forms when the sperm and the egg are coming together and forming the first cell. Every time life is created on this planet, there's also a darkness that is coming with it, because it's a Kabbalistic concept, but it's also, when you look at all the other religions or teachings, like Kashmir Shaivism is very, very similar, like the tantric system, right? It's all sort of the same, and we need a certain lower frequency in order to be here, in order to have this physical body. But we also are able now in these ascension times to break through, because there's enough suffering now. There's enough, you know, I mean, things are not peachy and rosy and rainbowy. So we got to do the work and help people wake up through, you know, what I started working with was like just emotional release, and using that that healing form of the emotion code that is connected to the wall around the heart. But now I understand the wall around the heart as a completely different thing, that leads again back to the gene keys and everything as well. So it's just been a fantabulous ride with all of you. Oh my God, it's been amazing. And I just want to like thank you, everyone, graduates, for accompanying me on this journey of like self-improvement, but yet in a very spiritual sense. Like it's really all about the higher good, and it's all about the living light, which is our God source. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for all of you. You made my life so good, and my Khora club. It's just been amazing. So just want to pass the mic to anyone who wants to say anything, and maybe share their experience. And yay, Ellington.
Hey.
Fashionably late.
Oh my God, I went on Zoom.
Yep.
Wait, you guys are so cute. Okay, so yes, I'm so thankful for all of this space and time. I thought why I was a little late. I just had a call with I was telling Coretta, I think maybe like last week, 2 weeks ago, about the executive assistant ding and the support king and the teams that are able to now appear and manifest us because we are present and whole in ourselves and in our awareness of ourselves and our purpose here and co-creation and the work that we're doing. And I would have never been able to have even asked for help in the way that I just did on this last call before I really had this space, to really see people and individuals such as all of you, but also Coretta, asking for us to pour into her and ask co-creation and asking for us to show up for ourselves and for her. And we have, and we've done that work. And being here and doing that work has allowed me to do that for others. And the last call I just had just ended with them saying, talking about needing and really seeing us finally now be as a team. And I said, yeah, that was the end note. Thank you. Now let me go and my team, right? And we have created and co-created this team together of light beings from around the world, shining our radiance into the galaxy and beyond, just into space, into time, and in beyond space, beyond time, back into time, forward into time. And that co-creation has, like I've talked about this before, but created this this fabric, this tapestry, this blanket, this cover, this jumping launch pad that we're able to blast off into space from. And again, this is a term I came to recently, but once we all were now able to really fully embrace the magic of our literally everyday experience, we are now able to stand in and fly and soar through the cosmos in our galactic vehicles of love. And that's where I'm radiating out from right now, just being so much in this galactic of love and hoping that we coordinate one another in this co-creation of sovereign togetherness.
I love that. Sovereign togetherness. Yay. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking on this new role of like starting Khora in Europe on the European time zone, our 4 a.m. I'm so happy about that. And yeah, I would love to hear from you guys, how, like, I guess the whole journey, but also like, are there like specific tools, techniques, things that you really love and that you continue to use also? And how, like, how do you see your reality shifting as a result? Because it's so immediate, right?
I can go.
Yes.
Okay. So I came to this space really at the beginning of a spiritual journey, one of which I never really consider myself a healer or a light worker, working in kind of a very masculine energy and what I do for work, and just this ability to tap into the feminine in a very powerful way, to be able to use tools to face what I'll call fears, but really, I mean, we've done amazing work around vowel breaks and how powerful to be able to tap within myself and never knowing that that was possible, to be able to clear these things, and just really coming from a place of love. Like, I don't even know when the last time that I really felt any sort of anger or, I don't know, jealousy. Like, that just doesn't show up anymore. And
Wow.
and when I am human, and I'm not saying it won't, but when and if it does, I have the tools to be able to say no. I want to come from love. I'm just thinking my relationships like have improved, and knowing that I have a soul family to come to I say every day, but really it's Monday through Friday and then Sunday. But is really powerful. So I just am in complete gratitude to you, Karina, to everybody here for showing up for themselves, and for us to be able to spread this message of the living light to others, and for others to be able to heal, and for me to now consider myself a healer. It's just so powerful, and I'm just thank you to everyone for holding space, and for Karina for this journey. So that's what I can share, but you just changed my world, and I'm just, so grateful. Thank you.
Oh my God, Roxana, thank you. It takes a village, and I think we found our village.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, what I've learned is community.
Yeah.
The power of community.
Yeah.
And how showing up for ourselves and for each other has, made this existence, this incarnation, this coming back, this doing this work of really remembering and putting ourselves in those spaces, in these, trance-like states of presentness, like ultimate presentness, so that we can really create a thread line between all realities. Doing that with community, as we just each other today and early in the session, is so important, so powerful, because we fill in the gap, the spaces between light, between our persons and families and beings, fields. So the power of community has really showed up for me in Khora and in the entire program, and being here with one another. It just shows me how, when someone such as Karina steps out and decides to leader, how many people show up for leaders and for themselves, because we're all leaders. We recognize a part of ourselves in you, and it's brilliant, it's radiant, it's like enthralling. I'm so excited to see how we continue to show up for ourselves and stand up, and the spaces that are going to flow from this, like a riverbed going through and around space. Like, it's going to be beautiful, and this is truly just the beginning.
Oh, thank you, Ellington, so much. And Ahmed, yes, you haven't done any of the classes yet, probably still to come, but you've been in the room from almost the beginning, so come on in.
I'd like to say something.
I don't know if Ahmed can, do you want to unmute, Ahmed?
Yeah, I was just waiting for the space to be available.
Can you talk a little bit louder?
I'll try to switch on the mic.
Yes. Also, did I
Is it
interrupt
better
you?
now?
No.
Or should I try the laptop?
Oh,
Can you
it's
guys hear me?
okay. I can hear you a little bit, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
We can hear you.
we can hear you.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Great. For me, the word Khora breaks down to three phases: the KH or the Kha, and the O or the loop, and Ra. Ra for me is creation. For me is everything. Kho, the closest thing to my that comes to mind with it is Khufu, the Great Pyramid. And for me, I believe that he's sort of the master of time somehow. So the club is time, loop, with Ra, which is amazing and so enchanting. And the journey with the light language and Cindy's messages, and sometimes Charissa when she chimes in, and everybody else. I don't want to forget someone and say someone, so I'll just include everybody else and leave it here to allow others to speak. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you so much. It's so nice to have you here in this room with us, and I hope to have you in the class soon.
Once I quit, I'll be all yours. But
Okay.
before I quit, I won't be able to.
Okay, no problem. Aset, you wanted to go next.
Ahmed, that's a beautiful share. I'm so grateful for that, what you shared, how you broke down the car. Awesome. I'm just really grateful, Karina. I mean, you've changed my life. Each and every one of you, really. Just showing up for myself every day, and showing up for each and every one of you. It's just been amazing. But what I'm grateful for everything, but what has really been life-changing for me and so refreshing is learning boundaries and exercising boundaries. That's the start. Like, that's just an amazing change for me, because I knew nothing about boundaries. It was like a free fall for me, just like, just walking through life, just flowing and just giving all of myself without boundaries. And from what I'm experiencing is, without boundaries, let me get my words right, because there's so much that I would like to say. I just have to breathe through it and get it out. And that's another thing too, just exercising that, because it's like, for a long time, I wouldn't even speak, because I felt that I wouldn't be able to articulate myself well. So learning about exercising boundaries have helped me to navigate through that. And so that's a part of showing up for myself, because I always walk through life showing up for everyone else and not showing up for myself. So that was a good boundary for me to change. Well, to change, and show up for myself. And showing up for myself has allowed me to heal in so many areas of my life, and being an empath and being a healer, it's almost like I lost myself, because I made it about everybody else except for me. So right now I'm just really speaking on how me learning boundaries, coming here and exercising that, has really changed my life miraculously. And so now, with opening that up within myself, allows me to, how do I want to say it? It allows me to show up for myself first, instead of walking through life showing up for everybody else except myself. So it's that goes into the self-love. So it's so much. I'm not going to even try to even say everything, but I'm just going to just say I'm so grateful for exercising boundaries and knowing what boundaries really look like, what that is. And I'll just say that for now, and I'll know so much more that I want to say later. I just
I
wanted
love
to,
that. Awesome.
I just wanted to say something, because you know me, I'll just sit and not say anything. Because
Right.
I'll not say anything, but I'll be nodding my head like, that's what I want to say. That's it. That's
Right.
all of that. All of that. Yeah, you know, so I'm really proud to be able to stand up for myself, believe in myself, and love myself, and exercise boundaries.
And would you say that comes from like doing the vow breaks and doing the work?
Oh, absolutely. The vow break. Oh my goodness. For sure. Yeah. Breaking off a lot of the things off of my life. You know, I'm not afraid anymore. That's a big vow break for me, you know, getting over the spirit of fear, you know. So yeah, the vow break, I'm still needing to do that more. You know, it's just, you know, life doesn't allow me to exercise as much as I would like to, but I do show up here in Khora, and I like when we do the vow break as a group collectively. But yes, the vow break has really helped me in a lot of areas of my life.
Yay. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you so much for being here. Who wants to go next?
Hi, it's Andrea. I would like to say it's difficult to track how much I've learned and how much I've changed, because it's been incremental all along. And it's started from just being in the meditation group, but the class like catapulted everything. I loved learning a little bit about everything. Sabian symbols, gene keys, Klipot, Reiki, um, just the emotion code. Like there was just so many things that we got all in one class, and it's just amazing. And the vow breaks, and it's amazing just to be able to be like, which one should I use on this particular thing that I'm going through? But for me, the awareness has been the biggest thing, is that in the moment I can notice, oh, this might be something that I need to work on. Which of these things that I've learned in the class would be the most appropriate to help me get through to my next level, to work on this area of opportunity that I can work on. So it's just been really amazing and eye-opening and heart-opening and deepening, just learning, growing. It's almost hard to put into words, just because like it's so complete. It's like 360. Um, but even little things, like Nancy was like, you're so different from when you first started on Clubhouse. Like you're such a different person. She's and I was like, really? Like, because I talked to her from the beginning. So she would know, like someone outside of yourself would even know more than you. But yeah, it's been extremely valuable to me, to be in the classes, to be in the daily group meditation, just to have you as a teacher, has really been soul fulfilling for me. It's changed my life exponentially as far as my spiritual growth. I feel even more like I could take on like leadership, like I'm growing in that capacity. Um, just definitely owning my reason for being here, that the reason that my soul came here, owning that, being more just kind of like, trusting my intuition, what it's telling me, and following guidance, and so that we can all complete our soul's purpose and the learning and the growth that we've all come here to do. um, it's just been phenomenal, and I don't really know where I would be without the class. Like, yeah, it would be very strange. It would be like not yeah, I mean, I'm just totally different now. Like I see things differently. I notice things differently. And I notice areas of growth. Um, I can see, oh, I just realized my microphone is like on the other side. I hope you could have heard all that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no, we heard you.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Your tone is, I can just listen to you on and on, Andrea.
Am I putting you to sleep?
No.
And I said, I loved what you said because I can relate because when you say that you're learning boundaries, I've also learned that when you say yes to other people, sometimes you're saying no to yourself. And so that is something that it's just another realization area of growth, area of self-love and journey, like, oh, and yeah, so it's just like there's so many things that are connected when you start really learning and growing and maturing and in your spiritual development. It's just really amazing. I feel like there's so much I could say, and I feel like I didn't really say anything, but anyway, that's what's coming to me right now. So I'll pass it to someone else.
Just sing it, Andrea.
I have to think of a song. But yeah, I love Corinna, your guidance. I highly, highly respect you as a beautiful teacher sent to us for this time that we can learn and grow and ascend to our highest level and just be the beautiful light that we came here to be. And thank you so much for guiding us on that journey. Thank you so much, Andrea, and I'm complete.
Thank you, Andrea. Oh my God, you guys, your shares. Yeah, this is really the vision. It's like creating this course for everyone to use the tools on themselves, like a self-coaching, being able to move into like a different sort of awareness, I guess, where it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? What's the lesson, right? Where do I have the most growth, and where do I go against maybe what I would like to do, but still it is the right thing to do, and then eventually we'll know it was the right thing. So thank you. I don't know if anyone else wants to share.
Sure, I'll share.
Yes, Nancy.
So I came into Khora Club, I believe it was in May of last year, and I was a bit overwhelmed with time management. My husband had been released from the hospital after being there for 4 months, and I just was a bit overwhelmed and was sleeping a lot. And when 100 crows showed up at my house one morning and told me that I'd have more time in the day if I started a little earlier, I decided to go on Clubhouse. I had already been given a membership because at that time you had to be invited to go on. And I kind of dabbled in it and never really found anything. And then that morning I found the Khora Club, and it was like, something really resonated with me, and it's been a wonderful journey. I've learned so much from you, Corinna, and other people. Sometimes people just drop a comment, and then I go off on that end, investigate. So yeah, it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm just so happy to be here. And if you would have told me that I would be getting up at 6 o'clock every morning, I would have said, I don't think so, but I'm doing it. But yeah, sometimes I go back to sleep afterwards, but for the most part, I'm there. And yeah, it's just the whole bringing in the living light was a game changer for me. I had always kind of put off my spiritual journey, saying that I'll do that when I retire. And so when I retired, I started on it a bit, and definitely took it to a whole new level in doing the Reiki and the living light. I'm so appreciative, and it's a wonderful journey to be on, that's for sure. So yeah, it's kind of funny because when I came, I had figured a lot of things out, like my purpose and stuff, when I got kicked out of corporate, and I'm working, with people and volunteering on hotlines and stuff like that. I kind of figured out what my gift, a big end of my gift was, but I've, figured out a lot more since then. So yeah, it's been, so yeah, it's kind of funny because sometimes I feel like I do things backwards. Like a lot of people are like, I still don't know what it is. And it's like, I knew that first, It's like, yeah. So, yeah. So thank you so much. I highly recommend the class as a starting point, or even a midpoint. I mean, at any level, if you haven't, heard of the living light or done some pretty serious meditating, I highly recommend it, because I think everybody can benefit from it. And yeah, and it's interesting that when you're meditating, sometimes things don't resonate with you, but then someone like Melissa will point something out, like she did this morning with me, with my vision that I was having, and so it was like, sometimes you don't understand, but other people have, the knowledge to let you in on what's going on. That's kind of where I'm at, is sometimes things are happening, but I don't really know what's going on, but it's going on. So yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying the journey. So I'm Nancy, and I'm complete. Definitely. Or working toward completion.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nancy. And yeah, I think it is really that synergy. And I want to also say that, like without you, Melissa, it wouldn't be the same. It would just not be the same. And I was so happy when you were texting me the other day that you wouldn't be able to come to the module 2 class. And then you showed up in the module 1 class earlier. I was just like, oh my God, I live for these moments. Like, thank you.
Thank you. So my experience with Khora and in the class, as someone who also had a spontaneous awakening to this energy, and it being such a powerful and profound thing, and not knowing what it meant, what it was just like dumped, and then it's like, okay, figure it out, right? And I did a lot of inner work on my own, alone, and I got as far as I could get. And a year ago, upon having Clubhouse just dropped into my field and finding my way into Khora, it immediately felt like home. It felt like I knew this energy, I knew this frequency, and it started as something that I could start to introduce a little bit of structure back into my life, because like it was just in free fall. And it became so much more than that. It became, as we all know, like soul family, and that support that we all need sometimes. And then within the course, no matter where you are at on your journey, to be in that held container, right, of people sharing, and like how we were saying just today, of like just sharing your experience, and then you never know what, like, one little thing that someone could say to then help put the piece together, and it's exactly what you need to hear in that moment, is so amazing. And the vow breaks, like they're and learning about Kabbalah, and like, I need to still go into that. It's still my missing piece that I haven't dove into completely. But it's so profound, the healing that can be done in a held container and it being witnessed by others, and that connection that you feel. It's truly, truly, truly divine alchemy, and that soul retrieval and that coming back together. And there aren't any more words. So I'm so grateful for everybody, and for you, Karina. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow. I remember you having torrential downpour earlier, and just as you started speaking, just one of these synchronicities that happen all the time in this room, right? It's like, from seeing the same things in the visions to having chills, the same messages come through, different spirit animals crossing our paths. And it's just like, it's just been such a magical journey. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, I love you all so, so much. I don't know if anyone else. Yes, Marlene, come on in.
Hi, I'm here in the school lawn. There's still some students around here, and it's just so nice. I just came here and sat down on the grass.
Beautiful.
After the class was over, and I was listening, and there's so much that I want to say, but so much of what I want to say was already said. So thank you for everybody that shared, because that's how I feel, you know. I didn't know that this was something that was going to come into my life. Just like someone else said, it was just like spontaneous. And I think the reason is because I just kind of go where my soul leads me now, you know. And I was in the club the other day. I think it was like the Shadow Love room that I go into, and somebody said something like, if you if there's something that you want to do, you go to that space. Like, let's just say, like, I feel like I want to start learning how to dance. Even if I go there by myself, actually, that's even better for me, you know. Then you meet people that like to do that thing. So when I came to Khora, I'm like, I like what I'm hearing. I feel good. And then it just became this, so I just let it lead me. You know, I don't go with the norm, what other people are doing, seeking out this person or that person. I just kind of go where my soul takes me. And I'm just so ever so grateful that I'm here. Khora, you're like one of the top most loved people by me in the world. So you're way up there. And, you know, I just love your way of being. Like, tu forma de ser, like in Spanish, something that I wanted to say, like the way you are, like, you're just light. And, you know, there's times, thank you for being there for me. Cause like, I know that I've sent you like long texts or long voice texts, and then you'll come back and say, don't overthink it. And I'm like, oh, and then that's all you need to say, because I get it, because we, like, our souls know each other. And then one time you said, like, who is this guy anyway? I'm like, oh yeah, who is he? I don't care about him. What do I care about that? So just the way that you know, and as someone else said it, I wrote a little bit of notes because I can go on, you know, but someone else said like something, maybe it was Andrea, about someone else outside of me knowing me so well. It's like, you know, and I just think that's beautiful, because it's not scary anymore, because the right people really know me deep down inside, the vulnerable part of me, and it's okay with me, you know. And if there's other people that think they know me, it's fine, but it's none of my business. I'm just going to keep being who I am. And I learned boundaries. I like how someone said that. And it's like next level too. It's like I learned boundaries, and I've learned how to step in appropriately and not get all agitated. You know, yesterday there was a high school kid like screaming at the top of his lungs to his, who knows, a female counterpart in the car. And I couldn't let my soul take that. I couldn't walk away from that. So I went to the car and I spoke to him, and yeah, he wasn't having it, but you know, he was as kind as he could be. But I was just like, this is not cool. But then and I'm only saying it now because it's just the way that I've changed. Oh, someone else said that, like the ways that I've changed, it's like innumerable. It's like I can't even count them. I always have opportunities of growth and opportunities to show unconditional love to myself and others, like every single day. That I'm gonna have to start writing down like the major ones, like what happened yesterday with that couple, that I'm like outside of school in the parking lot, this was happening. I'm like, ways that I step in, because I'm also a grassroots patriarchy smasher, you know. And let's see, yeah, and then the last thing I wanted to say, you know, Melissa, when you were sharing, you know, it's like this is just where I'm meant to be, I guess, like always. And I feel so many times like I'm remembering something, you know, and I think you all know, just get it. You guys get it. Like I'm remembering, like I'm here and I'm like, I feel like this is meant to be, this is right, and this is beautiful. So thank you for letting me share. I love you, Karina, so very, very, very much. And thank you, Melissa and Carissa and everyone else and Cindy for sharing everything. Even if you're not here, I love you. Thank you for doing what you do for Khora.
Energetically, everyone's always here. That's, oh God, thank you, Marlon. Thank you so much. It's just become like, you all have become so super important to me. Like, it is so family. It's just like we are like to each other so important. And I'm just so happy, Bridget, that you are here as well. Love you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's the love puddle, like Juliana would say, who is going through severe COVID symptoms. So we should hold space for her as well. Although she doesn't have COVID, but the same symptoms. Thank you.
I just want to say I love you all, and I second that. Also, like, what Ellington said before was like, I didn't even expect to be like, just like given the living light, or even just being in any way where I am right now. But like you just, Karina, you were like, we're gonna be doing Reiki courses this weekend. Megan, you're gonna be there, and I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, I guess I am. And then it just sort of turned into that, and then I just feel like I sort of just showed up even yesterday and just I feel more like complete in so many ways, and the synchronicities that have occurred are literally unfathomable, to the point of like, especially the rain that just happened where you're at, Karina. That's amazing. And I mean, that says everything. Like, our emotions are very in tune, and we're very much like here for the world. And I know that like what we're doing with our traumas, our pains, our whatever we're feeling or releasing, and is turning into gold, and nothing less, and any like much more than that, because it's been, I haven't like, and what we're talking about, we're even just speaking of the Khora Club on Clubhouse, you know, and that's simply so much right there. And so to even speak on that is then to say like the Khora Heart Awakening course is just like, it's so transformational that there's, like Andrea was saying, there's just really no words. It's like light and expansion, and the feelings of complete, like the feelings of complete misunderstanding turning into like comfortable, like peace. Because there's people who can go their whole lives without ever feeling that sort of thing, and I feel like if somebody came in here right now that has never felt love, would immediately know what it was. And just anybody, and then also like whenever like the synchronicities, like what with my birthday and your birthday being just like right there together, and then Ellington's and was it Carissa's?
Yeah.
It was just like everything kind of tells itself in so many ways, and you know, I hope the Khora room and Clubhouse keeps on going and going and going, and you know, you get many people coming through, because if not, we're gonna be like flying out to them, you know, right? I just love everybody, and everybody is like so amazing. We are one.
We are one. Oh my God.
Yay.
Oh. Woo! Thank you, Megan. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you for the new colors in my life and the new sounds and tones and frequencies, because I don't know that I've ever heard and felt and seen this before, you know?
I concur, Megan.
Nice. Nice. Oh, giving me chills. Michelle.
Hey, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea where I'm at. I don't know if I'm in Clubhouse. I don't know if I'm here. I don't know if I'm home. I've been all over the place. I completely lost track of time. It's so wild, but something nudged me to get online, and I went, okay, I better. And here we are. So, gosh, I've been trying to figure out how to describe everything that I've gone through with your courses through module 1 and 2, and finding the group was I'm not much on social media, and I was really new to Clubhouse, and I think it was probably about 9 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, I ran across your room, but I came in late, and there was all kinds of stuff going on that I had no clue what was going. And I was just like, okay, I'll just hang out for a little bit and see if I can pick up on anything, and nothing. And then I left, and then I think it was like a couple of weeks later, I came back in again, and I got another little snippet, and then over and over and over again. Finally, when I finally came in, I came in really fresh and started from the beginning. And right then and there, I knew that I had found my home. I knew that I found the the love, the lights that I have been searching for, because I haven't been. And like Melissa, I caught a little bit of how she was, talking about her journey and discovery, and I too was just completely on my own, and by choice. I figured this was time that I needed for me to really trust what was going on inside, and what I was hearing and what I was feeling and everything. And then when I found you, and as soon as I started during module 1, I knew this was it. And the fact that we went through probably the biggest transformation for me at this point was eliminating doubt. That doubt that is just plaguing my whole life. And after all these years, finally, like, it was starting to click through, and to be able to dissolve that, and even before that, to really understand what it was, and how it was affecting me, and what it meant for me. And so with your teachings, and again with the loving light, and with the energies from everyone that's in the groups, even sometimes when I missed some classes, I would still feel the energies, and I would come back the following week, and I knew that I didn't miss anything, and I don't know, it's just been really incredible, especially, if anybody is beginning their journey, and they're just kind of confused, and they're not really quite sure where they want to, what's going on, because there's this whole thing with logic, and your brain starts going, well, wait a minute, this is not logical, so it can't be true. And that's probably the hardest thing to overcome. But I tell you, when you stick with it, and you have the right people, and you're drawn to these people naturally, it's not like, so whenever you start, you're going to start with the right group of people. You're going to start with that group, and you're going to start with that soul group, and you're going to make those connections, and then it just continues to grow. And then then you all become part of your lives, indirectly and directly. you know, so it is such a, it's a beautiful process. And I'm just so grateful for you, for your teachings, and for everyone in the group. So thank you. Thank you.
Whew. Wow. Thank you, Michelle, so much. I've been wanting to interject something, and now I'm like, wait, I don't remember what it was, but I'm just so like, wow. Yeah, I think that vow break we did with doubt, that was just you and I actually, that session with the Gene Keys Living Light and the 64th and 63rd Gene Key. That was my probably most powerful experience to date at that moment as well. And then after that, when I finally was able myself to move more into that heart-based reality myself, that for some reason my guide came up with that in 2016 already. And then Kabbalistically, I understand now this is the tree of life reality. This is the tree of life reality that is different from the tree of knowledge, which is judging, which is good and bad, which is reactive, which is our normal 3D reality. And really what this is we're moving into this fifth dimensional / tree of life reality, where we go to the core of the matrix in a way, and all of a sudden there's just so many synchronicities and so much stuff happening that it's just like, wow, was this even real? Like, and yeah, I'm just so amazed that we're doing this. And Roxana, thank you so much for like, making the call of like, hey, let's have a graduation ceremony and share all our experiences and woohoo, and be together some more in this love bubble, which we can't get enough from each other. Oh, wow.
And Karina, I'd like to add to that, because I've allowed the change to happen for myself, it's really changed my relationship with others. And it's so beautiful, starting with my family, starting with my mother. And, most of my fellow classmates know that about that, that was really a big deal for me, not having a relationship with my mother, and now, having one. Well, we're building.
Good.
You came to
Yes.
the the other day, so
Yes.
I'm just really happy to be happy. For one, that's good. And happy to feel good about myself, and just being happy every day, even when, situations and things come, I know that I am the beam of light into the heart of the legacy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ellington, it was so powerful. Thank you. I wasn't able to get there this morning, but I listened to the replay. Amazing. Yeah. So
Oh, good.
I'm so grateful for everything, that all the gems that you have put in my bag, and the tools that I have to use to navigate through my journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Elena, I know you just joined, but if you wanted to share as well, it's so nice to have you here. Elena? No, maybe not able to speak right now. That's all good.
I just want to say that I'm so glad that you were able to release doubt, Karina, as well as you, Michelle, because like that, not only is like now we can experience and get to know, the childlike you, Karina, because you said that, you're now feeling more childlike than you ever have before. So I'm like, yeah, let's go play. Let's really like make some magic. So I'm grateful that all this has transformed everybody, because there's better versions of us even, further down the road,
Oh, for sure, for sure. It never ends. I mean, the transformation is like, this is just the beginning, right? Like, this is just the beginning, you guys. And yeah, and my vision for this is really that, like, it's not about us. It's like what Asad was saying, is like, it's not about us as much as it is about our relationships, because in the end, all this work, everything we're doing, the most important thing is that we are in peaceful relationships, loving relationships with everyone around us, and that we can rebuild, that we can, you know, forgive, that we see that everyone is just reflecting something that is not right within us, and it's showing up on the outside in another person. And that's really what it's all about. It's like being able to love, to cherish, to open the heart as much as we do now, and having the love bubble bath every morning on Clubhouse is like, what a better way to start the day, right? And just, yeah, just acknowledging Carissa as well, who's not here right now, and Cindy, and with their messages and their presence as well, and having this flock of wild geese as the Sabian symbol for this lunar year. Is about the flock of geese. It's about passing the torch and being able to be there for each other and being all equal in a way, right? It's not about me. It's like, once you have the teachings and, you know, you do all the stuff, then you need to go out there and you need to do the same kind of stuff, right? So it's like spreading the love, spreading that message, and bringing more people to this like really small, tight-knit community as it is right now, and just seeing the potential of it and putting that into that Gemini new moon that we still have, that window that we still have, to, you know, connect with that part of ourselves that is beyond this illusionary reality, and having that trust in that other reality, the tree of life reality, the heart-based reality. And Marlene, you wanted to say something?
Yes, thank you. Oh, wait, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that was just Megan speaking, but I think it was when she said something about the versions of ourselves that we're going to have later down the line. I feel like it was Megan. Oh my gosh, me and Megan always like this. It's just like heart. Every time she speaks, it's beautiful. So yes, that is so true. And then it also made me think of the fact that we have not yet met all the people that we will love and that will love us. And that's just, it gives me like so much hope, because I never imagined I could have all this love that's like in this room, in the rooms every morning at 6 a.m. It gives me life and it gives me energy, and it's just so unconditional, and I just love it. So it just, that came to mind, because the future is bright. Like, it really is, no matter what happens, you know. And I've confided in Karina a lot, so a lot of shit goes down in my life, you know, but it's still okay. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Oh, love you. Love you, love you, love you. Yeah, I feel like let's do a little bit of transmission, and I guess just really inspired by this new moon in Gemini and everything that has sparked within me over the last, 3 days now. It's just this like ability to tap into the moment and be in the moment and be happy in the moment, regardless of whatever is going on in this, honestly, other reality. It's not my reality anymore. And I couldn't have gotten to this place myself without you. without each and every one of you who have held me along the way, who have seen me sometimes, cry and, not being able to, like being in a state of survival, and then just allowing me as well to express myself vulnerably, and not needing to be like, let's do this and let's go here, and like just really being myself with all of you as well, like, and really open my heart. And it's just been such a journey, and I just like, whew, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wanted to do the gong, but let's just do without the gong right now. So just coming into a stillness. And it's beautiful because we have the thunder going on at the same time. There's rain. I don't know if that is audible at all, but it is very soothing right now. And it's just this beautiful energy that's coming through and connecting all of us at the heart level. So much love. Whoosha. And surrogating everyone, breathing in light, unify. And I'm just gonna let myself be inspired by this Kabbalistic meditation that I did on Monday, after which I was just completely changed. I know that that was the last part of the work, and that I had done work for this moment for the last 7 months. But it was the last little cherry on top of the cake that allowed my mind to receive that soothing light frequency that now whenever I'm in stillness, I can tap into it right away. And it's just a stream of peace, happiness, joy for no reason whatsoever, just from the inside. And I just want to thank actually all the teachers at the Kabbalah Center, because that is where I have been receiving the light from, that I then share with you and hold space for. And just thanking everyone there, all these beautiful teachers, bringing in so much light every day, every Shabbat, every holiday, and helping me to have a foundation now, something that I can go to resource myself. And so in alignment with that meditation from, I think I saw it on Monday morning, it was about the new moon in Gemini. And even though you may not all know the Hebrew letters, but we can visualize them, intend to visualize them. The letters of the month are Resh and Zain. And I'm just gonna visualize that for you and surrogate you so it's in the field. And as we see these letters, some of you may know them, we can focus on the unity that lies behind everything. It's almost like imagining like different tastes of different fruits, and one might taste sour and the other one might taste sweet. But when you go to the core of that which created the fruit, it's the light. And it's that unity, that heart-based reality that is available to all of us. Really, at any given moment, if we so choose. And if we have the courage to break through the belief systems, the past trauma, and claim our ability to live in each and every moment in total peace and happiness. We all can get there. So just focusing on the unity behind everything, beneath everything that exists, and allowing ourselves to be swept away by this wave of love, joy, our true nature. And taking that state of awareness with us. It's within us. It's happiness from within, regardless of what's going on in the outside reality. Just being in the tree of life reality, knowing that we are taken care of, that the money we need will find us, the time we need will find us, the people we need will find us. We can just sit and radiate peace. And open up this field to more people. As Kabbalistically, and before I even came to Kabbalah, I always knew that any work that we do on ourselves helps the whole of humanity. The more I am able to be in peace and have peaceful relationships and control any, God forbid, anger or jealousy, any of that, the less this frequency is available to disturb and create havoc in the subconscious of the collective of humanity. So the more we can tune into our own peace, that vibration is available for everyone. So this, we need to just always keep that in mind. And I think that is my greatest joy also with all of you guys, that Roxana, when you shared that you're so much more mindful and you're able to not react, or you see your reaction, what it would be, and then you're able to say, no, I don't need to do that. That is just, yeah, that alone is like, wow. And then the heart opening and all of that. There's going to be more of that in the third module. Ah, wow. Thank you, 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 thank you. Just so much peace. Whew. And congratulations! Yay! Woo! You all made it through module 2. And we're gonna start, I mean, not all of you, but most of you, let's say. And we're gonna start with module 3 next week. I can't wait for that. And
so what is the time of module 3? Is it's going to be Wednesdays?
Yes, Wednesdays at noon.
Okay. So it'll be the same as module 2.
Yeah,
time frame.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay.
Exactly.
Correct. Or for
Roxana, is that you?
yes, it's me.
Oh, on Clubhouse. I was so confused because yes. Tell me.
I said for new people coming in, you are starting a new module 1.
Yes, the module 1 is always going to be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays.
Thank you.
And it's probably going to be 1 and 2 together because everything is online. 2 will be online shortly, so I'm just going to put 1 and 2 together, I think. And that way it's going to be a hybrid, basically, like having the classes online, the video courses online, and then having every Wednesday the interactive room with sharing, with practicing the vowel breaks, doing the unified chakra, going into the inner realms, doing activations, and honing into your intuition and working with all these other beautiful tools that we have available, and going more deeply into those concepts of the living light, of the gene keys, of the Sabian symbols. And yeah, so the Wednesday class will be just like an open for 1 and for 2, and at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, and is always recorded as well. So yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all so much, and my battery is dying.
Can I just, I wanted to tell everyone how much I love them and thank you for being a part of my growth. I've been listening, but I just didn't want to miss this opportunity to say congratulations, and I look forward to being in your shoes shortly.
Yay!
Love you all. This is Tina. I'm complete.
Love you. Love you so much, Tina.
You. Congratulations, everybody.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Woo!
I love you, Roxanne, and thank you so much for just bringing this out. I'm so grateful for this. We just all got to come together and do this ceremony amongst each other and just express our gratitude and our love for just being on the journey together. Ashe.
Love you.
Melissa, I love how bare those walls are getting.
Yep, it's happening.
It's happening.
When's the big day? Moving day?
1 week.
Oh.